This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
I didn't wear red today, so this is you
Staying that fine. This right here because I don't need it right now. So. Oh yeah, huh? No way, huh?
Oh yeah.
No, my luck will get low. That will be my lucky story. No, I'm pretty lucky actually. That's talented.
Yeah.
That's right here. We're just on TV now, Blake, so. Is it on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I moved it from where you put it.
Next to be that.
Sure, or on the end of the First Lady. Thank you. Also ready? We're getting ready to go? Okay. Are you ready to go? Okay. Good afternoon. It's an honor to welcome all of you to this press event this afternoon. We are grateful for Governor Sisolak and the First Lady to take their time from their busy schedule to join us today. We are grateful for the ongoing support for the Asian American Pacific Islander community here in Southern Nevada and across the state. We are here, of course, here to rally together behind Mr. Chengyan Wang, the restaurant worker at Shanghai Taste, who was shot critically and injured last weekend. Less than a week later, we got word the suspect in the shooting has been caught and now in custody thanks to a tip from a citizen. This goes to show how incredibly our community is when our neighbors need help. We are here for each other. As you know, this ACDC office just stepped away from where Mr. Wang was shot. This incident really hit close to home for us at ACDC. As an organization, we are committed to raising awareness about what's happening and how we can work together to make the Spring Mountain Corridor not only a great place to work and gather, but a safe one for all of us as well. In the past week, ACDC launched a fundraising campaign via the Mighty Cause, a fundraising platform to match up to $5,000 with the goal of raising a total of $10,000. The money raised will go directly to the Mr. Yang's Recovery Fund, and up to date, we have raised over $14,500. Thank you again for everyone who has stepped in the past week in wishing Mr. Wang a speedy recovery. And I'm here to introduce the next speaker, Joe.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming here. I'd like to keep this brief. I'm really, really tired. I've slept maybe 5 hours since the whole thing. But he's doing better. He's still in intensive care. He's in critical but stable condition. He started to taste and try to eat some solid foods. His first request was congee with melon. So we're all pulling for him. He has a long road ahead of him. And again, thank you so much. The support of this community has overjoyed us with emotions. We're overwhelmed. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sunny Vinay from the Las Vegas Asian Chamber of Commerce. First of all, I just want to thank all the organizers, ACDC, for inviting me here today. Thank to the community, of course, for your continued support. And of course, I want to thank the Governor and First Lady for your continued support for our whole community. Let me start with an update. We, as well as ACDC, we did start our own GoFundMe for the Asian Chamber. And I'm very excited to say that we're almost at 40,000 as of today, plus another about 5,000 in checks that we received as well. So thank you so much for that. When it first happened, our reaction was really both anger and sadness. Sadness, of course, for this happening in this season, which we're all of us should be really celebrating, and yet something like this, something horrific like this will happen. And then anger that it happened in a community, in our community, should never happen in our community, especially a place where it's a very popular tourist spot like Chinatown. We immediately set up the fundraising campaign for Mr. Wang for two reasons. The first one is we want to help Mr. Wang with his expenses. Like Joe said, he's got a long road to recovery. And you know what that means. A lot of money is going to be spent for that. You know, he lives here by himself. So we also wanted him to feel that even though he's away from his family, he does have support system here. He's got a family here, a community behind him. And with that, just think about how his family feels in China. Their loved one is hurt. They can't be here with him. We want them to know that there's a community here supporting their loved one. And then, of course, the most important thing, we also wanted our community to know that we are here for one another. You know, the Asian community has gone through a lot lately, and I just want to let you know that we're watching out for each other, both in safety and if they need resources. And lastly, I just want to express my appreciation to our Las Vegas community. The 40,000 that we've raised that quick just goes to show you how much compassion and caring our community is. It makes me even more prouder to live in this city. I want to thank you to Captain Tavares and the Las Vegas Metro Spring Valley for all their help. They, like Vita said, they apprehended the suspect yesterday. And then, of course, I just want to thank our Governor and the First Lady for everything that you do for us. And please continue to share the GoFundMe page. And if you can still donate, please donate. He needs all the help that he can get. Thank you so much. Now, please let me call on our Governor. Thanks, Governor.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Sonny. Okay, I'm going to have to go slow here because he's going to translate, and I'm not good at using the translator, so be patient with me. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here with us today.
大家下午好，谢谢大家今天前来参加。
First, I want to extend my continued prayers and thoughts to Mr. Wang for his continued recovery.
首先，我跟我夫人要我们的祈祷跟为王先生持续的康复来祷告。
When the First Lady and I heard of this senseless tragedy, we were shocked and saddened.
第一夫人跟我们当初听到这个新闻的时候，感到非常震惊与悲伤。
We want to thank the AAPI community.
我们要感谢所有的亚裔的社区。
including the Asian Community Development Council, or ACDC,
包括亚洲社区发展协会 ACDC
and the Asian Chamber of Commerce for coming together
与亚洲商会 ACC
as one community to help raise awareness of this incident and help raise money for Mr. Wang.
共同前来为伤者能够祈福与支持他募款。
While I have not yet, the First Lady and I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Wang, I've had the opportunity to learn more about him.
虽然我跟夫人还没有机会跟他见面，但是我有不少的机会可以认识他更多的背景。
He represents the best of what Nevada is.
他代表内华达州最好的一面。
He worked to send money home to an ailing mother.
他在这里努力工作，能够寄钱回中国给他的母亲。
And I thank ACDC and the Asian Chamber for continuing to raise money to help him continue that tradition.
我们感谢亚洲社区发展协会与亚洲商会不断的为他募款。
As an immigrant to this country, he found work here like countless immigrants.
跟很多内华达州的居民一样，他是新的移民，跟其他人一样在这里找到了工作，找到新的生活机会。
Last week, the First Lady and I were honored to contribute to one of those funds.
上礼拜，我跟夫人很有幸的能够捐款支持，
Set up in Mr. Wang's honor.
能够支持这个王彦博先生。
Today, we're all here in support of the AAPI community.
今天我们站在这里一起支持亚裔的社区。
They have been through so much during the COVID-19 pandemic.
从新冠疫情来，这个亚洲人社区受到不少的冲击。
We know that so many in the AAPI community have served on the front lines as healthcare professionals.
我们知道有不少亚洲人亚裔的居民在这里是前线的医护人员，
caring for those suffering from the virus.
协助照顾受到疫情影响在医院的病患。
We also know that they have experienced an even uglier side of the pandemic.
我们知道亚洲人的社区也经历了不少丑陋的一面，
which have been the consequences of ignorance and the spread of misinformation.
很多时候是无知以及不实事实散播的后果。
Last month, I sat down with the Philippine Nurses Association of Nevada to hear their stories.
上个月我有机会能够与菲律宾内华达州菲律宾护士协会能够坐下来长谈。
I was struck by their dedication to the health and safety of our fellow Nevadans.
我对他们对于内华达州人的健康与安全感到非常的振奋。
And on behalf of the state of Nevada, I was honored to thank them for their work.
代表内华达州全州，我有机会能够感谢他们所有的工作。
This pandemic has been very difficult on small businesses.
这一次的疫情冲击了不少的中小企业。
I know many of the businesses here in Shanghai Plaza were just opening when COVID-19 came sweeping into our state.
包括在这里上海广场，不少中小企业、不少餐厅与店家才刚开幕，却受到疫情的冲击与影响。
Our small businesses have continued to weather this storm.
我们的中小企业在这疫情的影响之下，仍然继续的努力，能够继续的挺住。
I understand these businesses operate on a small margin.
我知道不少的中小企业，他们的利润不高。
We encourage you to support these small businesses when you can.
我仍然呼吁大家继续的支持这些店家与中小企业们。
That's why we were proud to create the Small Business Grant Program.
这也是我们州政府有机会能够建立这个中小企业的支持补助案，
that helped almost 10,000 small businesses like you see here.
协助像这边的店家超过1万个内华达的店家。
And we're not done in helping to support them.
我们还没有结束。
Small businesses are the backbone of our economy.
中小企业是我们州的经济支柱。
As you can see with all the people here today in support of Mr. Wang.
可以看到今天所有来支持的。
The First Lady and I are here today because we've always stood with the AAPI community.
我跟第一夫人 Kathy 在这边是不断的支持亚裔的社区。
And we have always stood with our working community.
我们继续的支持所有工作的辛苦的家庭。
We will continue to use our voices and our platforms to raise awareness.
我们继续的用我们可以发声来支持这些社团。
and to help find solutions.
继续找到可以长期的政策。
When we work together as Nevadans, there's no problem we cannot solve.
当我们内华达州的州民团结起来，没有不能解决的问题。
Thank you all for being here and allowing me the opportunity to speak and show my support.
感谢今天大家前来，让我有机会能够表达我们的支持。
And if you can and you're able, please continue to support the funds, the fundraising effort in support of Mr. Wang and his family.
如果你有机会有钱出钱，有力出力，那我们继续的捐款，这边支持王先生与他的家庭。
As my wife told me, this tragedy hit very close to home.
像第一夫人跟我说的，这一次的悲剧发生非常的痛心。
And I want the entire AAPI community to know that you have friends in the governor's office.
我要让这亚洲人的社区知道，您在州长的办公室有您的支持，有您的支持。
With that, I'd be happy to take any questions.
如果有任何人有问题，
We'll have Jeremy down here first.
Governor, can you talk a little bit more about, you're seeing so much support for Nathan, all this background, what do you have to say about the support that you're seeing?
I think that the support is really heartwarming. I know when Kathy first brought it to my attention last week, she saw it early on TV. It's Nevadans, we have each other's back. When there's a tragedy, we stand up for each other. And I'm proud of the fact that this community and this state is standing up for Mr. Wang and his family. And he is the American dream, the Nevada dream. He's working hard in an incredible restaurant, sending money home to his family, who this incredible restaurant continues to support him and his family with their generosity. And we thank them as well, so thank you. So you want, we're not going to translate that, okay. Yeah.
Go again, sorry.
I'll go again. Can you talk a little bit about that aspect of Mr. White, he's sending money to his family, a lot of first generation immigrants, especially in the age of community, continue to send a lot of money back to the house out here in America. Can you talk a bit about that
The selflessness of working hard, extra hours, and being, from what I've been told, a model employee in this community to support his mother, who isn't of the best of health right now, who has her own health-related issues, just speaks an awful lot, not about what he does, but about who he is. I mean, the fact that his family is so care. I know the AAPI community, and my wife reminds me constantly the relationship she has with her family is very, very close-knit. They watch out for each other, they take care of each other, and I think that's a wonderful thing that we can all learn from. We can all learn from the way that they treat their families and the way they treat others in their community.
All right, I know it's cold. Thank you everyone for coming out.
Thanks, everybody.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.